now we're on the other side of the stage with Ryland Ohlers, and we're going to talk about his gear. And you got some really, really cool, looks like newer Fender stuff going on.
Yeah.
First and foremost, this is the new professional series,
American
right?
Pro.
American Professional series?
Jazzmaster. It's like the Seafoam Mystic color.
I love that color.
Yeah.
It's all
actually,
stock?
Yeah. It's actually my first Jazzmaster too. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everything's stock.
That's cool that your first Jazzmaster didn't have the jazz circuit.
I literally got it like 3 weeks ago before the tour, so it's my first time like ever gigging with it, so it's pretty cool.
Rules. And those are just the standard jam pickups that come from Fender?
Yeah, totally.
Very cool, very cool. Man, it's got a great look, and the knobs are kind of a...
Right, kind of like retro-ish.
Super retro looking, yeah.
Totally.
That's great. Cool. So is there something that, like, I know you've played all kinds of different guitars, but why is the Jam your #1 right now? Do you love the sound, or more comfortable? Or?
I actually, on the new record, I used a American Professional Jaguar, and I loved how that sounded. But I also used to have a Jaguar, and I kind of hated the sound of it.
Those pickups can kind of like
which it was it wasn't the American Professional, and I was kind of scared. I was like, well, maybe I could just get a Jazzmaster, just because I've always wanted one too. So it's like, why not?
They look so sweet. Yeah, they really do have a killer aesthetic.
In the studio, Will actually had one, and I would play it sometimes, and it sounded awesome. So I was just kind of like, I'm just gonna
get one. Yeah, totally. So this is #1 now, huh?
Right.
Are you on it most of the night?
For the first half of the set.
And then you play stuff from Youth, I guess, right?
Yeah, I play either one of these. Right now it's the Duosonic.
Duosonic, which is almost like a throwback Mustang kind of shape or something, right?
It's kind of like small. Yeah, it's definitely like a Mustang body. I think the pickguard and the way the pickups are a little different.
And these are the stock pickups that came in it?
Right, yeah. Which this guitar is funny because it's in drop C, but it's short scale. But
so
I got like really thick strings on it, which I don't know if that's like good for it. But
what gauges are you running on it?
I think it's 56 to 13.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a pretty manly, beastly string, dude.
Definitely.
And the tension feels normal? Like, is it hard to bend, or?
No, it feels normal. It feels like if I'm playing this guitar, sort of.
Rules.
No problems. It hasn't been knocked out of tune or anything. I normally play the Telecaster.
Let me pick this up so everybody can see. Is this like a road worn?
It's road worn by me. Because one day I was like, oh man,
relic the shit out of this thing.
Relic guitars look cool. I'll just go for it. And I kind of went overboard. I think it turned out pretty cool. Yeah.
And this is all stock as well.
Yeah, it's like a '98 American Telecaster. My dad got me as a gift one day.
And your dad is a touring musician. That's how you got into guitar, right?
He doesn't really tour. He plays like locally in Toledo. He's like kind of like a Toledo legend as a musician. So
what kind of stuff does he play?
He plays everything, like jazz, blues, Americana. He mostly plays like Americana, like folky, and he writes a lot of his own original music that he plays and
that's cool.
Stuff like
so
that,
it's like kind of in your family. Like I read that doesn't he teach?
He does teach guitar. Yeah.
Did you learn from him? Is that something that
Yeah, he pretty much taught me. He even says this, like he taught me like basic like acoustic chords,
open chords,
and then one Christmas or like birthday he got me like a guitar tab book, and I kind of just sat there and taught myself like I think there were like 311 and like Incubus songs, and I would just sit in my room and just like learn power chords and kind of just like listen and like hear what they were doing, you know. And he kind of he sort of taught himself how to play.
That rules.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Which is what he did as a kid. So
works.
There's no one there
You're obviously
to teach
doing something right. This rules.
Yeah.
So let's move on to amp real quick.
Yep.
You've had that same twin reverb for quite a while, right?
I've had it for 2 or 3 years now.
It looks pretty clean. Do you keep it in a road case?
I keep it in the case that it's on, and the wheels are right here. But normally when I play live, I throw it up on here just so it's easier for me to hear when I'm standing across from it.
Have you ever had to backline, like get one in Europe or something like that?
Yeah, anytime we go overseas, I request a twin. Sometimes I get a rock reverb.
Sure, those are great.
And I rock through the clean channel on that, which I used to play a Orange Rock Reverb 100 when we first started out as a band. That's like what I had.
I love that amp.
I had it forever and I love it, yeah, and I just decided one day, I was like, well, I want like a really good clean tone.
And then build your...
Obviously, like a twin is like the best you can get, I think, personally.
Pretty clean,
clean.
So you're I guess the way you approach tone is to get a clean pedal platform and then affect the tone over here, right?
Exactly.
Let's take a look at what you got going on here. Super Ego, Rules. What's the 360?
It's a looper.
Oh, cool.
It does like 6-minute loops on 11 different channels, so you can like do a different loop on each of those channels. I actually don't use that live. It's like for when I'm at home, just like riffing, and I'll just like save it in there and like riff over it to do like a second guitar part. what I mostly use in the set are the Palisades, obviously, which is the overdrive, and probably the Holy Grail Neo, which is the reverb. But my favorite pedal is probably the CE3, the chorus.
No kidding.
Pedal. Yeah.
Really?
Which I use, and we released a single recently called Jet.
Yep,
and
love it.
That's the
Rules.
pedal I used in the song to record my guitar
on the
part.
record,
Like the
yeah,
chorusy
or
part
on the
here is
recording.
that one, which like that setting it's on is kind of like tremolo chorus.
Oh, not so.
Right. It's not so
seasicky.
like basic like standard chorus. It's kind of like wobbly sounding. I don't know. I love it.